Last stream I tried to play through the new Archon quests, but got bored of it really quickly.
When I held your hand just now,
She held my hand. Oh my god.
I stopped recording it and decided to just fish instead, thinking it was going to be sort of a boring stream. I'm gonna go do some fishing and then we're gonna end stream there. But thanks to those of you who come and hang out in the streams, it ended up being a really fun time. There were some weird moments. This is as naked as Chaska can get. I love organs. No more feet. Some funny moments. Here, let me do a little bit of ASMR. I gotta take my mic cover off and then I just gotta... We also reacted to some Genshin music. Oh, I don't want you seeing my recommended stuff. And I told some embarrassing stories. So I met her mother for prom pictures and I was in crutches. And then I had to meet her dad. I hope you enjoy this even though it's a little different. All right. Now I get to lay back and fish. Did you guys like the thumbnail for the stream? I spent like 2 hours last night making it. I'll show you guys the process of creating Chaska, but orange. Orange flavored Chaska. Maybe flavored's not the right word. So this is what the thumbnail looks like. So I took the original poster for 5.1. Every single piece of Chaska's exposed skin, I cut out. I cut out every single piece of her exposed skin, and then I changed the color of it. And then I put the body back onto the poster. This is as naked as Chaska can get. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's an unspoken rule within the Genshin community. Whenever a new character is released, you're supposed to go back and watch Zhongli's trailer again. We gotta watch Zhongli's trailer to fulfill the contract.
What could children be up to?
They say that before he set out,
Let them do
he
as they
spoke.
please.
Oh my god, Arlecchino. Quiet. We're trying to watch the trailer. God, why are you being so inconsiderate?
These words.
This is still the best trailer theme. This is a big reason why I pulled for Zhongli back then. Look at how icy that is. He's gotta have the coolest trailer in the game.
This is an age of gods and monsters. I wish not for dominion. Yet I cannot watch the common folk suffer.
Oh my god, I still get chills. He's got such a cool attack animation and you never get to use it. That's the biggest shame. You got an ad right now when you say it's the best theme. Ha! Loser. Sorry.
To cleanse the land
Sorry.
and defend our safe harbor. That was the first contract in Liyue.
Oh my god.
And now, the final contract too has been set in stone.
Ah, dude. It's gotta be the best. It actually is just the best. Like, the best trailer. I will have order. I will have order. You find yourself replaying at least once a week the Absolutia, Absoluta, Absolutissime Orchestra. I have no idea what in the world the Absolutio, Absoluta, Absolutissime Orchestra is, but I'll take a look at it. I think children's choirs have like a really good ethereal sound. The organ is gorgeous. That is a crazy note to hit. Oh, I don't want you seeing my recommended stuff. Wait, there's an easier way to do that. Hold on. Is that an electric guitar I hear? Oh. She has such a deep voice. She has a deeper voice than I do. What language is this? Is this Latin? This drums are going hard. Oh, the snap! The EDM. Oh. Listen to that organ sing. I don't know what that is, but that sounds sick. You can't really feel it, but the organ is very powerful. I love organs. Yeah, I think my favorite thing about that is organs. I don't know if you know this. Organs are like really, really cool. So they're actually, the reason organs aren't very, like, you don't see them very often, they're actually built into the building they're in. Like, it's not just using those pipes, it's actually using the building itself, and you feel the organ when you're there. You just feel the vibrations because of how powerful it is. It's like the whole building is breathing with it. Never been in a church? I have been to church, but my church was very small. But oh, organs are so good. You like the Phantom of the Opera? I love the Phantom of the Opera. I'm actually so obsessed with the Phantom of the Opera. I know the German word for ambulance is really weird, isn't it? Isn't it like Überkranken or something? Überkranken. Krankenwagen, that's what it was. That's the word for ambulance. That's such a funny Krankenwagen. That's such a funny word. There are some funny words in German, no? You guys ever seen that one Pokemon meme where it's the Sprigatito? It's like, no, little German boy, don't go into that cave. And he's like, oh mein Gott, this cave is full of weed and smoking. Come here, fish. Yoink. Yeah, no, I scared him off. This fish hates me. What are you? My ex-wife? I don't have an ex-wife. I just thought it'd be a funny joke. Let's check out your builds. You have some crazy looking builds here, dude. You got some crazy looking characters here, Cherry. Some wild looking characters. Wait, you don't even have her... Where's your 4-piece golden troop? No wonder she's at 40k HP. Onset goblet. Wait, you have her on an HP goblet as well. Ugh. This piece is hideous, even for an HP goblet. Wow, that is... Oh my god, what is that? That's terrible. Double crowned Alhaitham. Now, I don't know about Alhaitham, but isn't he supposed to have higher attack or higher EM? Have him on a... What is this? Why did you 90 this? What have you done? Well, doesn't... Okay, so my thought process... I don't know much about Alhaitham, but don't you want higher attack or higher EM? You have Ayaka built. Ayaka sucks. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Ayaka bad. Okay, let's look at Zhongli. 51,000 HP. Thick. Some good HP rolls there. Oh, damn. Damn. Look at this thing. 35% crit damage and 7% crit rate. With energy recharge, if that flat defense was percent HP, this would be a perfect piece. This is beautiful. All right, let's see. Raiden Shogun. Oh, what is... Hold on. Now, I'm no expert, but your attack's real low, and so's your EM. Okay, high ER, really high crit, but really low attack, and really low EM. So you have her on the catch, which is good. How is your attack so low? Level 85. You've level 85 and you have a level 90 weapon. Are you on ER... Are you on ER electro damage? ER... Yep, on ER electro damage. If you're gonna go ER Sans, you have to have attack goblet, to be honest. That's the kind you're supposed to. You don't go to attack Sans. Well, the thing about Raiden, and the reason that Raiden is different from other characters, is Raiden turns ER into electro damage. So you don't actually need the extra electro damage. Do you want me to go back to fishing, or do you want me to show off my characters? Fishing, show off. All right. That's very helpful. Who wants to break the tie? Any characters I regret pulling? Ooh, okay. That's a good one. Off the top of my head, the character I regret pulling the most is Tainari. Because I pulled on his banner, not realizing I had quit the game, and so I was just coming back, and I saw Tainari. I thought he was a Dendro Cat Girl. Turns out, not only is he not a Dendro Cat Girl, he was not limited. So I regret Tainari, and I regret Child. Oh, come on, man. Why don't you want to put my worm in your mouth? My voice is so calming. Oh, thank you. Thanks! Sorry. Felt like a really good opportunity to do that. Here, let me do a little bit of ASMR. I gotta take my mic cover off, and then I just gotta... Is that good for you guys? Was that a fun experience? I hope you all enjoyed that. You completed Sumeru, Inazuma, and Enkonomiya with 1,822 fish. Damn. It's kind of nerdy. Nerd. Did Karara fulfill my Dendro Cat Girl dream? Actually, she's kind of killed it. Because she's got cat feet. Which is, well, I'm not saying specifically feet. I meant like, she's way too cat. I didn't mean it like that. You gotta believe me. Oh man, I said her feet. It's over for me. You love Karara's skin from the event? I like her boots. She's got like the lace-up boots. They're very nice. No, okay. I would have preferred regular feet too. Like, guys, I didn't mean like, it's not what it sounds like. It's not like I was paying attention. It's just like cat paws are weird, you know? Hello, Shoyo. Welcome. We're just talking about cat girl feet and fishing. Hold on, I need to save this image. I'm putting this up. I'm putting a sign up. There we go. Alright. The no feet sign is in place. No more feet. Oh, you guys want to see something cool? I don't know if this will work. Let me check. Look, it's a strawberry. It's a strawberry. He has like the strawberry. Oh, I want to add something else. Hold on. I'm going to add another image. Beautiful. This is called quality right here. It's not feet. We have a sign up, all right? There's no feet allowed. Fish, come over here. I want you to take my bait. Eat my balls. He's not going to eat my balls. Very rude of him. I need to take him on a date. Shit, you're right. I'm a little embarrassed. I put okay in Google Translate rather than not Portuguese. Is this not Portuguese? I speak English. I'm sorry, I don't speak anything else. I barely speak English. Tu fala inglés. I'm really upset because he knew immediately that I was using Google Translate. Every single time I try to use Google Translate to talk to somebody, they're always like, "Oh, so you only speak English." I'm like, "Damn, is it really? It's really that easy to tell?" They're like, "Oh, you stupid American pig. You only speak their one language. You want this or this? How you say?" That's how I feel. They don't teach languages in America. They do. But I don't know any other languages. Let me tell you guys a little story of why I don't know another language. Let me just kill some babies really quick. We can have some story time, okay? Really quick, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to tell you that my music on stream was a little too loud during the story, and it's kind of hard to hear, so I just re-recorded it. In America, or at least where I live, you get the option to take 3 different languages. For most schools, it's Spanish, French, and then a third language that varies. The area I live has what's called feeder schools. So basically, the majority of people that go to one elementary school will go to the same middle school and high school. So I went to the same middle school as most of my friends, and during that time, I took a semester of French, Spanish, and German because those were the languages that the high school taught. But once junior high ended, instead of going to the feeder high school, I ended up going to a different high school that my sisters went to. My mom didn't force me to go there. It was ultimately my decision. She was like, "Hey, I know you hate moving schools because we've done it so much. Keep in mind at this point, I'd already gone to 6 different schools and I'd never stayed in one school for longer than 2 years. So she wanted to make sure I finally had a choice. I ended up choosing to go to my sister's school for 2 reasons. Those being the IB program, which stands for International Baccalaureate, and baseball. The IB program is basically just a set of classes that adhere to a specific international standard, and if you complete the program, you get a special diploma, some college credits, and potential scholarships. IB starts in your junior year of high school, which means you take 2 years of language before the program and then 2 years of your IB language for a total of 4 years. Now, the reason I tell you all this is to put into context why I don't speak any other languages. So in middle school, even though I took French, Spanish, and German, I don't remember any of them. And that's mostly because I only did them for a third of the year. You may be wondering then why I don't remember my IB language if I took it for 4 years. Here's the thing. I didn't take 4 years of a language. My high school offered 3 languages: French, Spanish, and Japanese. When I was applying for courses, my mom told me to take either French or Spanish because her and 2 of my other sisters could speak Spanish, and my other sister was taking French. She was like, Japanese is too hard, none of us know it, we won't be able to help you. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's actually a really smart thing to do. So I took Japanese. Now, I didn't just take it because my mom said it would be too hard. I also really wanted to learn a new writing system. German, French, and Spanish mostly just use the same symbols as English, and I thought it would be awesome to learn how to write Japanese characters. I thought they looked really cool. But before this point in time, I had never heard of anime, so I didn't realize just how bad the classes were going to be, because it was just full of weebs. But despite my mother's warnings and the just awful people in that class, I ended up doing really well my first year. I had like a 97% and was able to articulate some ideas and have basic conversations outside of class. But that all changed my sophomore year. You see, my teacher sat me next to this senior girl. Now I'm a pretty short guy. I'm 5'6" and she was 5'11". So she was very tall and very pretty. I spent the first 2 weeks of class just trying to think of icebreakers to talk to her because I didn't know her name, I'd never met her before, and I don't even remember if I'd seen her before. So I just started making jokes because I sat behind her so I could just mutter stupid jokes that my teacher couldn't hear but she could. So I was making a bunch of stupid jokes until finally she laughed at one, and then I spent the rest of the year flirting with her. My grade went from a 97 down to like a 64, and I had to drop the full IB course because I spent my entire second year flirting with a girl. So that's why I don't know any other languages. You count that as a win? It would have been a win if it had led to anything, but it didn't lead to anything. I forgot her name, and I never even got her number. Man of culture. Yep. She was very pretty and very tall. She had a yellow hoodie, and she always wore like the faded ripped jeans. And she was also driving at that point because she was a senior, of course, and I hadn't started driving on my own yet. So she was just like entrancing. She was entrancing for me. Do I have someone in my life? No. I play video games. Yeah, you guys might not believe it because all I do is play video games on stream. But at one point in my life, I didn't play any games and I only played baseball. I would go to practice 6 days a week for like 3+ hours every week. Dream girl material. Yes. You can't just call me a simp just because you're a girl. That's not how that works. I was a simp, but you don't get to just call me out like that. I'm part of the biggest denomination in America, which is non-church going Christians. Non-denominational for the win. Yeah. Oh, you guys want to hear more high school stories that are really embarrassing? Go for it. All right. I have 2 embarrassing stories that revolve around young high school Josh and pretty girls. Funny thing is, they both revolve around my ankle. Like I said, I played baseball a lot. Like, I played baseball basically every day of my life. One time I was at the park and I was playing catch with a friend, and I was standing on a drainage pipe. The drainage pipe was a little bit elevated, like I'd say 4 or 5 inches elevated above the ground, and I was standing on that to play catch. So I threw I don't know if you guys can picture somebody throwing, but one of their legs comes up and then it comes down and you land on it. So I threw the ball on the drainage pipe. My foot landed back down on the side of the drainage pipe. The bottom of my foot stayed on the top of the drainage pipe, and then my ankle touched the ground. And I sprained my ankle really bad. So the reason I say this is because the 2 girl stories revolve around this. The next year, my sophomore year, the day before homecoming, I sprained my ankle again. The girl that I was going to homecoming with was from my middle school. She went to a different high school from me, but we stayed in touch and, and we were talking. So I was going, and we were dating. So I was going to her homecoming. The day before it, I sprained my ankle so bad I had to be on crutches. So I go with my friend Sam, and we're going to the park to take our prom pictures. I show up in crutches, and her friend just look at me and ask what happened. And I had to explain that I sprained my ankle running in my backyard, which was embarrassing. So then I went to her homecoming the next day. I had to meet her mother. So I met her mother for prom pictures, and I was in crutches. And then I had to meet her dad. I got out of my car and I shook his hand, and I was in crutches. And then I went to like the door to the dance, and the security guard that was taking tickets just said, it's gonna be pretty hard to dance in those. And I was like, yeah, it's gonna be pretty weird. And I did. I danced in crutches a little bit. Did a little bit of awkward dancing. I wonder if I still have a picture. I'll see if I can find a picture for you guys. The next year, so my junior year, I was in weight training. And in weight training, they have what's called a dip machine, which is basically just like, it's like a seat that goes up and down to help you do pull-ups and chin-ups and stuff like that. But because we were in weight training and we were all lazy, what we would do is we would put the maximum weight on the dip machine and sit on it like a seat. So I was sitting in it, and I was talking to this very pretty girl, and then one of her friends called her over across the room. So she walked over to her friend, and I was like, follow. I said, must follow, to keep talking to her. So what I did is I'm on the dip machine and I'm sitting on it. You can imagine I'm about 3-4 feet in the air. I want to follow her across the room. So I jump out of it. I jumped out of the dip machine and I landed on basically a metal pole. And very similar to my junior year when I first sprained my ankle, the bottom of my foot hits the top of the pole, and then my ankle touches the ground. The weight training teacher was the football coach. I went down immediately. I fell down to the ground, and I just went really silent, and I was trying not to cry. So I'm sitting on the ground, and I take a look around. Nobody noticed. Did she come back to check on you at least? No. So I fell down immediately. Nobody noticed that I had injured myself. I did tear up a little bit, but I didn't cry. I didn't scream or anything. So I just sat down with my back against the wall, and I took a look around because I was like, my ankle is done for. It is like tomato soup in there. There's not a single solid bone left in my ankle. It is liquid. So I take a look around. She had walked away. She was talking to her friend. Her friend didn't notice. She didn't notice. Nobody around me noticed. And I thought to myself, this isn't good. There's one more class left, and then the day's over. I didn't want my coach to find out. In my mind, I thought my coach wouldn't find out if I just didn't show up to practice. He wouldn't know what happened. So I didn't want the teacher to know I had just sprained my ankle, because I didn't want him to tell my coach and then have my coach yell at me. I was doing my best not to show the football coach that my ankle was liquid and that there was nothing solid left in it. One of my teammates was in the other room. I yelled over. I was like, hey, can you come here? He's like, what do you want? He's like really pissed. And he's like, what do you want? Because he's mad at me. And I said, I think I might have just broken my ankle. Can you help me stand up? And he's like, oh, okay. So he helped me stand up, and I walked over to one of my upperclassmen teammates, and I told him, I was like, I definitely sprained my ankle. It might be broken. I took my sock off, and we were all looking at my ankle. He's like, yeah, you'll be fine. My ankle was like a half an inch swollen already after like 2 minutes. He's like, yeah, you'll be fine. Just walk it off. I couldn't really walk on it straight. I could only walk on it like a 45-degree angle. So in my mind, I was like, okay, he's older than me. He probably knows what he's talking about, right? I only have one more period left of school. I'm just going to try and see if the swelling goes down and I can go to practice. I didn't want the coach to tell my coach. I thought maybe it'll be okay. I don't want him to tell my coach just in case I can recover. I get out of the weight room and I'm like shuffling. I'm doing my best to walk, but I didn't want anybody to notice that my ankle was in tatters. And crazy enough, nobody noticed. I don't know how I managed to hide this. Let me give you like a brief idea of what my high school looked like. The weight room is at the very front of the school. My last class of the day is in the very back of the school. So I had to walk for like 10 minutes straight which was our entire time to get from class to class because of how damaged my ankle was. And I barely made it to class, but I got there. One of my friends was like, "What's wrong with you?" She was in the sports therapy academy. "Yeah, I think I sprained my ankle." And then she's like, "Let me take a look." And I showed her, and she's like, "Oh my God, what did you do?" I was like, "I jumped off the dip machine and I landed on my ankle." And she's like, "This is really bad. You have to go to the hospital." And I was like, "No, it'll be fine." And so class got out, school ended. All my teammates are headed to practice. My last class of the day was at the back to school. I realized I'm not going to make it to practice. I can't walk, so I can't go to practice. I have to go home. Just tell us, can I use my ankle now? Can I walk? I can walk now, but back then I couldn't walk. It wasn't broken. It was just really badly sprained. I did not break my ankle back then. I thought I did. It was only sprained really badly. I get out of class. I have to walk another 15 minutes to get from my class to my car. So I make it all the way to my car, and I realize there's another issue. In America, we drive on the right side of the road. Our gas pedal uses the right foot. My right foot cannot have any pressure on it at this point. I'd already walked on it way too much. I can't press the pedal down to drive. I'm sitting in my car outside of the baseball field. All my teammates are looking at me weird because I'm not going to practice, and I don't know what to do. So I start driving with my left foot. Why didn't I call my parents or sisters? Because if they come and get me, their car will be stuck there, or my car would be stuck there. Either way, one of the cars was getting stuck at the school. So I decide I'm gonna drive with my left foot. Honestly, wasn't that hard. People always say, don't drive with your left foot, it's dangerous. I did it easily. So I got home. My mom yelled at me for driving with my ankle like that and driving with the wrong foot. And then my ankle was busted up for a while. Keeps getting worse for my ankle. Well, that's not the end of the story for my ankle. I told you I sprained my ankle first freshman year when I was on the drainage pipe. I sprained my ankle sophomore year before homecoming. Then I sprained my ankle junior year in the weight room. My ankle got another injury. Do you guys want to hear about it? I'm going to tell you either way, but do you want to hear about it? So my final ankle injury happened my senior year. My high school varsity coach, who was like my favorite coach ever, he was like the best coach I've ever had. He actually left our school to go coach a college team. Funny enough, that's actually the college I went to. He recruited me, but neither here nor there. So he went to go teach college. So for a couple months during the year, we were being ran by our assistant coach. So what we were doing is we were hitting in our batting cages, but there was too many people because he was running both our varsity and our junior varsity team at the same time. At one side of the cage, we were doing a thing called pepper. And pepper is basically where you have one person holding a bat and a bunch of people standing there. You underhand toss them the ball and they have to bunt it. And if you catch the ball, they're out and you get to be the hitter basically. So what ended up happening, he bunted the ball back a little bit too hard and it went past us. And I was racing one of my teammates there and he was the fastest person on our team. And I wanted to beat him because he was fast. So the ball's rolling past us towards the end of the cage. We're both approaching the ball. He's faster than me by a significant amount, you know? I recognize in my mind, there's only one way I can obtain the ball before him. And that is to use my legs. Because if you're going to catch a ball, you need to, bend down and grab it. That takes time. It is physically longer to get the ball with your hands. So in my mind, my genius mind, I said, step on the ball so that I can get it quicker. So I was sprinting full speed at it. I stepped out and I stepped on the ball. And just like with the pole and just like with the sewer grate, the bottom of my foot stayed on the top of the baseball and then my ankle touched the ground and I immediately fell down and I was rolling around in pain. And my teammates helped me get to the dugout. We had a game the next day. So one of the pitchers, because I was a catcher, if you guys don't know what that is, basically the catcher is the person that sits behind home plate, wears the gear and catches the balls. You need to have your catcher. And I was the only catcher on the team at the time because all the other catchers were either younger or on in football at the time. So one of my pitchers asked my coach, "Who's gonna catch tomorrow?" And he said, "Hopefully that guy right there." And I'm sitting on the bench with like my ankle is like 3 inches wider than it it's more swollen than it should be. And I'm just thinking, I don't know about that. This one feels different. I just know your ankle's cursing out in every language of the human canon. Maybe a little bit. Coach called my mom. My mom picked me up. We drove to the emergency room and we had my ankle x-rayed because I was like, Mom, this one's really bad. It might be broken. There's a good chance there's no bones left in my ankle. They're all gone. They've been liquefied. They've been turned to putty. We need to go check. So we went to the emergency room. They did an x-ray and they said, nope, it's fine. This is how I know that's bullshit. I couldn't walk without crutches for 4 months. They lied to me. My ankle was broken. It was shattered beyond repair. Not beyond repair. I don't know how they messed up an x-ray, which is crazy. They give me a boot to walk in. You know, like one of those giant metal boots. They give me that and then they give me crutches. And then I'm walking around school in crutches for basically 3.5 months. Maybe only 2 months, but I was still in the boot for like 3.5, 4 months. If you made it this far, I'm really appreciative. But for today, that's going to do it. I hope you didn't mind something a little different. But that's it. That's all I got for you. As always, thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.
Want it bad, that won't ever change. Yeah, sometimes I'm mad, sometimes I'm okay. Yeah, I know I'll have what I want someday.
I need my space now so I can feel nothing. I live this nightmare so I can be something.
Yeah.
I do what I love and hope you will love me.
Yeah.
I face this nightmare, no one